the conservative war on public education is not, of course, limited to our elementary schools and junior high and high schools, or middle schools and high schools. It's also happening across our university systems, our state-run university systems. West Virginia, for example, a Republican-controlled state. Jim Justice, the governor, was elected as a Democrat, but he flipped to Republican. He changed his party affiliation after he got elected shortly after. This was the same election that brought Donald Trump in, if my memory is correct. And so this week, hundreds of West Virginia University students, this is from Truth Out, staged a class walkout outside the school student union in Morgantown, West Virginia, to protest an administration proposal to cut 32 academic programs and 169 faculty positions. They were carrying signs that said, "Save world languages, protect the arts, fire President Gordon Gee," he's the president of the university, "stop the cuts." One of the students told Truth Out, quote, "The students of this university are not protesting because we hate this place. We're protesting because we love it so damn much, and we're sick of them bleeding us dry." The university announced its proposal to eliminate nearly 1/10 of its majors, including the entire language department, the entire department of literatures and linguistics. 16% of their faculty, 169 faculty positions, faculty members are going to have their positions eliminated. That includes all 32 faculty in the World Languages Department. If the proposed cuts move forward, WVU students would no longer be able to study Spanish, French, German, Russian, or Chinese, despite the university previously celebrating students who received Truman, Marshall, Fulbright, and Rhodes scholarships, which rely on language study. Welcome to the wonderful world of Republican-controlled red states. I mean, this is where we're at. Meanwhile, New Hampshire is looking at Donald Trump with a bit of a jaundiced eye. This is fascinating. Bryant Corky Messner is an attorney and prominent Republican who ran on Trump's endorsement for the Senate in 2020. He lost. But he is now saying, hey, 14th Amendment, Section 3, Donald Trump can't run. And the New Hampshire Attorney General's office says they are, quote, carefully reviewing the legal issues involved. Now, what brought this to the top of the news this week was that on Monday, day before yesterday, Charlie Kirk on his right-wing talk show told listeners that New Hampshire was trying to block Trump from the ballot. So suddenly there's just all these calls into the New Hampshire Secretary of State's office, and people are generally freaking out. New Hampshire Attorney General John Formilia and Secretary of State David Scanlon said in a joint statement that they are probably not going to do this, but what they said was both the Secretary of State's office and the Attorney General's office are aware of public discourse regarding the potential application of Section 3. In other words, we're aware of it. Meanwhile, the prominent RNC member, Bill Palatucci, from New Jersey, is sounding the alarm. He says the RNC needs to have an escape hatch in case Donald Trump gets convicted. He says, given what's happening on the legal front, state parties need to think about what options they're giving themselves. All this is happening so quickly, it's unprecedented, and so as states formulate what the rules are going to be, everyone's got a whole new set of circumstances to consider. Palatucci, by the way, is also an advisor to Chris Christie's super PAC, so you might expect him to have that position. But the RNC, Ronna Romney McDaniel says that we're not planning on this. We're not going to do anything about this. We don't really care. If Donald Trump is a felon, the Republican Party is perfectly happy to have a felon as its candidate for president of the United States. After all, the Republican Party stands for grift and crime and trashing law enforcement. I mean, having a convicted felon as their candidate is perfectly appropriate.